All right, I'm coming in hot this time. Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer. Let's talk about it.
Two atomic bombs, number
When an atomic bomb explodes,
All right, what's going on, everybody? Well, hello. Hello there. It's your boy, the Forgotten Circus. So today I'm actually going to be going over a up and coming movie by Christopher Nolan. My dude, I love everything Nolan does. And I know that Tenet came out at a time when people weren't really, it was day and date, and or no, it wasn't day and date. It came out in theater. But yeah, Tenet did feel like I liked it. I liked it. But a lot of people, that's the only one that's kind of controversial on Christopher, and it had John David Washington in it too. But that's the only one that everybody's like, that's on the fence. It was more or less like it was a tenant, yeah, but it was to some people it was a bad tenant. If anybody owns real estate or anything like that knows, they'll know what I'm talking about. So yeah, we're actually talking about Oppenheimer. Now this is actually before I totally get into the whole thing of Oppenheimer and the movie and everything. I just want to talk about Christopher Nolan's power in Hollywood. And if he calls you, you pick up. So I'm just going to go over the people that I know, the actors and actresses on this list that I know. There's some that I've seen vaguely, but I'm just going to do a quick rundown and then we'll get right into it. So bear with me, putting on the readers. Woo. Okay, so I'm going to try and do this kind of fast. We got Cillian Murphy. Love him. Great. If you ever seen the movie, I know he's been in a lot of stuff, Peaky Blinders, all that stuff. But if you ever, there's a movie that's a hidden gem that he's in, and there's a lot of people in that movie. But it's called Sunshine. If you get a chance, go out and watch that movie. It's an older movie, but that's all I'm going to say about that. We got Robert Downey Jr. Okay, we got Florence Pugh yet again. Please don't overuse her. I know. Please just don't overuse because she's doing this and got Dune coming up. We don't want to overuse her. She's great. I love Florence Pugh though. She's great. Jack Quaid, my man from, should I say my boy from The Boys? If anybody watches The Boys, he's great in that. Matt Damon. Matt Damon's in it. Okay. We got Emily Blunt. I like Emily Blunt. I mean, all these actors, it's all A-list. And this is just the people that I know. We got Rami Malek. I like Rami Malek a lot. Devin Bostic, seen him a couple times. Josh Peck, you know who he is. David Desmalchian, Polka Dot Man, Suicide Squad. He was good in that. And Josh Hartnett. Josh Hartnett at one time was a Hollywood darling. And I don't know, stuff happened in his career. He kind of realized some stuff behind the scenes that was going on. But if anything Josh Hartnett's in, I know it's probably like a minor role, maybe a major role. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet, just like you. But I always will come out to watch a movie with Josh Hartnett in. I've seen so many movies from such a talented actor. And is this a multiverse too? If you ever seen the movie, you got to watch the movie O with Josh Hartnett in it, and I believe it has Omar Epps in it. It's based off of Othello, just in this time, basically. Well, not in this time, but basically set in like the early 2009, late 90s, early 2000s. Watch that movie. I wouldn't say a villain, but he's a very troubling character, and he plays that role very well. So Casey Affleck's in it. I like Casey. I mean, Ben, Casey. They're both good. Gary Oldman is playing Truman. That's what Gary Oldman. That's great. He's going to be great as Truman. That guy can play anything, right? So of the actors, Matthew Modine's in it. Way to come back, Matthew Modine. All right, I grew up watching you. Another movie that people should probably watch with Matthew Modine. It's older movie. I think it's in the 90s. It's called And the Band Played On. I'm not going to get into that because it's a very controversial subject, and the movie at the time was very controversial. But it actually, if you watch that movie and you look how the pandemic went, there's a lot of similarities. So watch that movie. Kenneth Branagh, love Kenneth Branagh. Great. I mean, Kenneth Branagh. You can always watch Kenneth Branagh. That's a household name there. Everybody knows Kenneth Branagh. But yeah, Wild Wild West. Too soon? Still too soon? And then here, oh my gosh. Didn't I tell you in one of my last videos? If you need somebody for a part, you call a Skarsgård. So Gustav Skarsgård, if anybody knows, he's the one that played Floki from Vikings. Great actor. I'm down. So whoever he's playing, perfect. But it's one of those when like, hey, we need somebody. Call the Skarsgårds. Who's available? I don't know. I'm in the group chat, and all 19 of them probably respond like, "Yeah, I could probably do it." The Skarsgårds are great. All right, so let's actually get into it. So let me take off my readers. So Christopher Nolan knows how to do camera, and I believe this is being shot all in IMAX. So you're going to have the wider angles, you're going to have the clarity, and you have to see this in IMAX. Go see it in IMAX. And I'm pretty sure by the end of this, when it comes to the Academy Awards, they're probably just going to be like, "Hey, we're making one presentation tonight. It's the first time ever. Oppenheimer takes all the awards." We're good? Okay, so roll the commercial. And we got to drag this out with multiple commercials. Now, this stack. I mean, this stacked. This cast is literally stacked with everybody. But let's get into it about this movie. So I like this. I shouldn't say adaptation, or I want to look at it like a story behind the scenes, because everybody knows this is during World War II, and these people were a different breed, a different era of human being, tough as nails. And this story needs to be told because we always glamorize it like we got nukes, and everybody says we got nukes, atomic bombs, and everything. But what is the story behind that? How did it get to that point? And last time I checked, with this moment in history, this is when technology jumped, and it keeps jumping. This was the spark. This was the explosion. No pun intended to the movie. But it's good to see. I mean, it's not good because a lot of people lost their lives during this time. I mean, who was really good, who was really bad. So nobody ever really sees them as the villain. They don't. Unless you're sick and sadistic, and yeah, I can't control that. But no other people see it like that. But this is the point. Imagine somebody coming to you. You're a scientist. You've created this thing technically for something else. And a military complex comes to you because people don't understand this war. I was in the military, but I don't even understand this war. It is beyond me. It was a different time, different era. You got to look at it from both sides. But think of somebody coming to you as Oppenheimer and saying, "Hey, I know you're using it for that, but we want to test it out this to be a weapon of war." Just think about it. You kill the maximum with this 110,000. You save millions, possibly billions. Now, this is a sticky situation. Morals come in. Dilemmas come in. What would you do? I don't know what I would do. I've never been in that situation, but I can think hypothetically, or and I don't want to answer this because I don't want to offend anybody. But kill 110,000 to save millions, possibly billions. What would you do? Leave it in the comments. This war was the Nazis. It was almost like for everybody, the Nazis and Allies, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Both sides. So I like how Christopher Nolan's doing it from the other side, the more scientific side, because we all know we've seen a lot of war movies. How many war movies have they been about World War II, World War One, Vietnam? I mean, we go like how many? We've always seen it from the soldier side a lot, but this is the people behind the scenes. Like imagine somebody telling you you're proud of your country, you love your country, the red, white, and blue. And somebody comes up, do you want our boys to come home? You could end it all in one shot. End it all in one shot. These people go back to their families. They go back to their loved ones. What kind of pressure is that put on a human being? Really think about that. If you were in that situation, what would you do? But other than that, I get away from that because that is a touchy subject. But I like how he's showing how they built a town. There were recruited scientists. You're seeing the whole thing. It almost reminds me. Has anybody seen Andor? Andor, the like kind of like the underworld, the behind the scenes, the politics of it. Because we never really see the you always see in the like a lot of the war movies of like, yeah, press the button, send the troops, and then you just see the troops come out because we like the action. Because everybody likes to see like the ground fight, but it's the stuff that it's the theories and the stuff behind it that we need to see as well. Because last time I checked, men can still fight wars in suits. Men can still fight wars. Men and women. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Men and women can still fight wars behind a desk. Men and women can still fight wars by making a simple phone call. So, I'm really pumped about it, and I think Cillian Murphy, however you want to say his name, that's a great pick for Oppenheimer. I mean, great pick for Oppenheimer. Robert Downey Jr. All you got. This cast is so stacked. It has to be good. It has to be. It's a story that needs to be told. It really does. And maybe there's not a lot of people left from around that time to actually watch this movie and finally understand the whole background of it behind the curtains. Because you always in movie sets, Broadway, anything like that, you always have the people in the front that are the main actors. But there's a lot of people that are doing work behind the scenes. I don't want to compare it to devastation and death of, I believe, 110,000 between Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But it's one of those they tell you, you have the answer. So answer it. But if you get a chance, go watch that trailer. I mean, what is it? July 21st, I believe. That's my birthday month. Whoop, whoop. But Christopher Nolan has assembled this cast, and from what I've seen from the trailers, and it's crazy. Because Christopher Nolan, with his shots and angles, can make a desert look absolutely beautiful. Make it look abundant. So I don't know. Tell me what you think. Also, like, comment, and subscribe. I know this movie is going to push a lot of buttons for people, but it's something that needs to be told. It's a story that needs to be told. And I just think it's shot in IMAX. Please go see this in IMAX. Please. Because I know it's going to be. And from what I heard, he actually made an atomic explosion somehow, like a real life atomic explosion with camera angle. He's so good. Christopher Nolan is so good. But anyway, that was my little rant, just talking about it a little bit. So thank you for watching my video. Hopefully you watched it all the way through. And you're excited about this movie. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It means a lot to me if you do. I'm trying to build this channel, get better at it. And thank you. But please comment, subscribe. Everyone. And I always mean everyone.